Gather around, island lovers. It's Demi and Jasmine with your Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar. Talking about these islanders breaking up and hooking up really does work up an appetite. So when we're looking for a healthy little snack, we turn to IQ Bar. IQ Bar offers 100% plant-based recipes that are keto and clean label. They are super low carb with zero gluten, dairy, soy, or GMOs. Their recipes center on vegan, nutrient-dense ingredients so you never have to feel guilty. It doesn't stop there. They also have IQ mixes because unlike the Islanders, we are allowed more than 2 glasses of wine a night, and sometimes it catches up with you. So detox to retox in the healthy way with IQ hydration mixes. Go to www.eatiqbar.com/firepitchat and use promo code firepitchat for 15% off your order. That's eatiqbar.com/firepitchat.
Have you tried those mixes?
Phenomenal.
Right?
Delicious.
And the bars.
Hydration. The bars are good too. They're a good little fuel.
Yeah,
pick me
they're
up.
like a good meal replacement.
I like the banana one. They have like a banana nut one.
No, you can.
I love banana
flavor. The
flavor.
Blueberry.
Oh
wild
yeah,
blueberry.
That was like Clark's vibe, not my vibe.
Yeah, wild blueberry. Yum yum yum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we started off the night with the dress montage, I guess, because we ended at the day, which I don't remember, but they started getting ready all together, and then Zara was in that pink outfit.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Which she looks really good in that.
Oh, right, because it was right after the dates.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that pink outfit, just like, whoa! If I could wear that, I would love that. Yeah. And then Zara pulls Kai for a chat, which I kind of liked their vibe. Like I remember noting that I liked their vibe. And then Tanyelle and David chat, and I wrote, "Yikes!" She was super cold to him. Kept saying, "Oh, Tanyelle and David." Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I was thinking Tanya. Okay, so yeah, oh my God, David. Remember, David was going to her and he was like, I'm interested in you, and she's like, "Yeah, it's early days. It's early days," and he's like, "What does that mean?" Mm-hmm. That was so awkward. Like he's just not that into you, like
truly, and it's just poor David, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just not getting any fish.
Well,
in that pond.
Him and Tanya vibe. Well,
until the kiss.
I know. And then Zara and Ron talked that night. Oh, and she was kind of like, "You're from Essex." So I feel like it was almost like they had their date and it was vibey. And when you wake up the next morning, you kind of have nothing to talk about? Mm-hmm. That's the vibe I got that night. Like, I was like, oh, okay, so it's really stale here.
Yeah, stale. Exactly. Stale is a really good word for it. Yeah. You could tell they were both kind of like, oh, huh.
Right, like, what do we do now,
Totally.
I mean, she definitely looked different, so I wonder if, like it threw me for a loop. Like, the hair was banging the first night, and then I feel like it was just, like, the vibe, the date out of the villa, and now you're, like, back in the villa, back with Lana, back with everybody, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe it was just romanticizing it. The grass is not always greener.
I think it's easier to be that bitch when 6 other girls aren't like watching your every move, talk to all of their mans.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy for her to just walk in a date, she chooses him, and she's that bitch. And then when she's in the house, she's like, oh.
Right, and Ron, because now Ron has eyes on him, and now he can't be his flirty self that he was so being when he was,
God.
yeah. And then when Shaq and Tanya were talking, David interrupts them to pull, which was like, what a pair of cojones he has.
So brave.
And I really think when Tanya and David were talking, that they definitely have good banter.
Yeah.
And he's definitely got like Rizz. Do you know what Rizz is?
Like sauce?
Yeah,
Swag?
it's like what the kids are saying today on
Rizz?
TikTok. Yeah, they're saying Rizz. Rizz. Like
What's
charisma.
it from? Oh my God.
I think they just made it up.
I love their little... I love just shortening a word and using it. And
yeah,
so
like, he's got
that
Rizz.
they do that. Oh my God, Rizz. Like the way I'm going to say Rizz.
I know. So I felt like he had Rizz swag sauce. I do. And it's not what you would expect when looking at him.
No, certainly not. David. But he does have that energy. He does, which I'm happy for him because you gotta,
he's giving Shrek vibes. The more we get to know him, the more we peel back the layers of an onion. So I feel like I'm constantly being like, oh.
But I will say, I love me some Shrek.
Yes, of course, big beefy boy. Who doesn't love Shrek? But I feel that he's got good Rizz. He's got good vibe. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of turning my head. Mm-hmm. I also loved that we got a new tagline or catchphrase.
Okay.
When Shaq said, "My head's twitching." And I was like,
okay, it's better than turning.
It's twitching. And I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just doing a
little just looking over what's over there.
Exactly.
Where do you think Shaq's head is at?
I think he might be really genuinely like Tanya, but he's coming off almost too strong, like a Luca vibe, mm-hmm. and it's turning everybody off, mm-hmm. Public and Tanya. Mm-hmm. And I think David came in and they're laughing. Like, they go back and forth. I never see her laugh with Shaq, and he's so serious or trying to put it on her, and it's like, I actually have not heard any cool conversations that have happened with Tanya. They just were put in a couple.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's no banter. It's just like they're put there, so they're there now. But it is early days. Like, this is the time where you can just like joke and flirt and just be like so right. Not serious.
Right.
And yeah, I'm not getting that vibe. So I was wondering, but it doesn't seem like he's feeling any of the other girls that much except for Sarah.
Right. Like, oh yeah, I have that here when they were talking and Shaq kept being like, "You're so stunning. You're so stunning." It's like, okay. Yes, we get it. You think she's stunning. And then she was saying how she wants the big B.
The boyfriend. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And naming off all these qualities. And he was like, well, I feel like you're naming off all my qualities. And I'm like, you know when someone thinks they're something?
That they're not?
Yeah. And you're like, you think?
Yeah. Oh, you think?
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's very crazy how people... What's it? They're their own hero? Or what's the saying? Like...
I don't know what saying you're talking about, but I'm
understanding.
I'm getting what you're trying to say. Yeah, it's just they're their own hero in their head. They built themselves up to something.
Okay, and then so Ron and Lana start chatting, mm-hmm. and Lana starts questioning Ron, and he is pulling a Paige Thorne where he is sweating in his boots.
Yeah,
He's not knowing what to say. He got caught with his pants down, and he's trying to, like, overcompensate now. Like, oh, no, I'm not doing this. Like, and she definitely, I think, is a smarter bitch. She's not buying it.
I think Lana's, like, a quiet little sleeper cell. Like, I think she knows what's happening, and she's observing. But she was like, yeah, I'm kind of confused, like, what he was saying. Because he was saying he wanted to talk to me. But then he was also saying he wants to talk to Sarah.
It was all talk, no substance.
All talk. He's just saying words.
Exactly.
And then later in the episode, he's not feeling Sarah at all anymore, he says. And I'm like, what, you just woke up?
After Danielle put it on him.
Yeah. So Ron's giving, if you say you like me, I'm gonna like you vibes.
Exactly.
Which all men are. So simple.
He seems like the kind of guy that's in a club and has like a girl at each corner, mm-hmm. and he makes his rounds. Mm-hmm.
He has a lady for
he's
every area.
Tom from Parks and Rec. You know, when he gives everybody the heart coin, and whatever girl freaking answers, he's like, "Done, let's go." That's Ron. And then Anna Mae and Kai. So I have an observation. Like, do they have a new editor? Do you think? Like, I feel like we're getting bits and pieces, but they're all talking about things, and it's not making sense. Like, so yeah. Anna Mae and Harris is what I meant.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
And then Harris literally said 0 words, and then he's in the hut, and he's like, yeah, I just had to tell her, I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, I heard nothing. Mm-hmm. So is this a really bad edit? And I also feel you miss a lot of the shit. We'll talk later in the episode. Like, whoever's this new editor, I'm not getting. Because I also used to like last season, when, you know how Tanyelle, I think, and Ron were talking, or someone was talking, and then they always show a couple watching them.
And talking about what they're talking about.
Exactly. And then they shoot to them, and then you get that conversation. Like, we're never getting all those side conversations that you're seeing them have.
Yeah, it's like less like a bird's eye view where you're seeing everything at the same time, and more just like tunnel vision, one conversation at a time. That's very true. In regards to the anime Harris situation, that came across to me as something that was like they both thought they were breaking up with each other, but I think just one really said it, and then they went to their because both of their diaries were like, I just had to be honest and tell them how I felt. And I was like, but only one of you said something, and it really was, and barely. They were just kind of like, oh yeah, like honestly, no words were said. Like I watched that, and it just kind of, it didn't seem, they didn't say I'm not feeling you or you're not feeling me. They just were like, when you don't vibe, you don't vibe. I'm like, so are we talking about you guys? Are we just talking about in theory?
It was really confusing. I was like, we missed part of this combo.
Totally. I do agree with you though. Bits and pieces of like relationship dynamics between the boys and the girls and couples are missing.
Yeah.
Because there's tension that's built up that we see play out, but we don't see anything leaning up to it. So it's so random.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Twitter was like, what the fuck just happened? I looked away for 1 second. It's like truly like,
I couldn't even figure out who was talking to who. Yeah.
Yeah. We're missing the parts where like Lana and Shaq are watching Tanya and David, and they're talking, but like they're not coming back around to what they're saying about them having a convo.
Right.
We're missing all of these other angles, so I feel like we're missing a lot during the day. But then Will and Zara, oh my god, Will pulls Zara, and makes him do that catwalk.
Oh yeah, and he
like didn't stop. Like she's like no, and he's like no, come on, and I hate guys like that. Like, bitch, I don't fucking want to do that.
Right. And like, you're asking her to do her job. Are you paying her? Like, if someone asked me to do my job on a date, I would be like, where's the money? Like, so true. You're asking her to do her job. It was so uncomfortable. She handled it good. And she was like, hit. I'm like,
she has the personality to do it, but
totally.
Or she's like kind of one of those girls like, no, I don't want to do it. Okay, I'll do it.
Right. It's like, no, I couldn't possibly catwalk. I couldn't possibly do it. Lights, camera.
Yeah, exactly. And oh my god, when Zara brought up the alpacas, did you see Will's face light up?
The alpacas, they're sheep, Demi.
No, he has 7 alpacas. He has 7 alpacas.
Oh my god, I missed
1,500 sheep.
Yeah, I heard the 1,500 sheep and the like 1,000 acres, but I missed the alpacas. I'm like, I thought you were totally getting the animals confused.
No, she goes, I was with my whatever, and there was an alpaca, and he goes, I have 7 alpacas.
He's wholesome.
Yeah, he is. He's
yeah, I saw a tweet that was like, or maybe it's from the one we reposted.
What?
But it was Will like sitting here thinking he's at his all-inclusive resort. So true.
He kind of is.
He is.
With really hot girls around him.
Totally.
What more could you ask for?
Totally.
Alone in a bed.
And they showed the picture of him alone in his bed with his like zebra hat on and the sunglasses like from the morning, I think from yesterday's episode. And they're like, Will just thinks he's at an all-inclusive resort.
The way Will almost influenced my fashion and me wearing a bucket hat tonight.
Stop. I would die.
No, it will appear, but I couldn't like give Will that much credit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so So Tanyelle brings Kai to the balcony.
Yeah.
And just starts, she's giving major Ekin vibes or wannabe Ekin vibes.
Yes.
But
because all Kai did was pull anime for a chat. All they did was chat. They didn't kiss. It wasn't like in the game yet or anything like that. And then Tanyelle pulls.
Right. So
Kai.
She goes, oh, I was jealous of you. And then it starts off like wholesome, like, oh, maybe I have a little crush. And then she's like, do you see how that escalated so crazy? It went from 0 to batshit crazy, like real fast. Like she was like, and no one chases me. Like, and she was like, And he was like, what the fuck? And then that's never talked about again. Like, that was crazy shit.
Yeah, and they didn't even show him telling the boys about that chat, which they normally would do. So it's like either he's not telling the boys about that chat or they're not showing it. But when they show it, it tells us how he really feels about that chat. Because to her, he's going to be like nice and polite because he's not a total moron.
Yeah, he didn't mention it the next morning. But he just mentioned the anime thing. And I'm like, are we getting cuts?
Yeah, exactly. Like, are we missing information?
Yeah, because I have more thoughts on the editing, But
so did you think Tanya was being unreasonable? Because I thought she was being like that.
I mean, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, he just talked to anime, and then later she has to act like she doesn't like Kai, and now she's super into Ron because she's jealous. But it's like,
honestly, she's playing a game.
Yeah, I think she's just there to stir up some drama. I mean, she literally said, "I want to put petrol on the fire," which is their gasoline. We call it gas here.
And where am I? Yeah, so no, I thought that was really crazy. Will's growing on me because he's kind of reserved. Tom's sliding down on my list.
Yeah, Tom.
It's like lights are on, no one's home.
No one's home, dude. No one's home. Like, I'm like, speak.
No, are you okay?
Say something.
Yeah.
Hello, knock, knock, knock. Anyone home?
And then Zara and Tom, I guess they had a conversation. I guess they did because then they got cozy. I don't even really remember it, but she is like going through these guys like dust in the wind. I mean.
Yeah. And she's like all in on one guy. And then 5 minutes later, she's all on the other one.
Every single guy, she's like all in. So she is, I don't know. I don't know how I feel now. And then Tom is giving nothing. Oh, and then Harris flexing in the mirror. Can I ask what you're flexing? First of all, he did that twice.
Maybe he's checking if his armpits are shaped clean
enough. I didn't get a good look at them.
Oh my God. I've got to send
Maybe
you a
it's
picture.
Wrestling. Like, they gotta like move quickly.
But it's boxing, so I think you want to be strong, like wrestling.
But maybe the hair gets like, maybe they can pull the hair. We should see if Tommy Fury has shaved underarms.
Totally.
Which I don't think he does.
No, he's not. I don't think he's that kind of guy. Which there's nothing wrong with shaving your armpits if you're a man, but there is kind of something.
Ew, are you kidding? I've never seen that in my life.
I just didn't want to like turn off the thousands of male viewers who shave their armpits.
Okay, and I think that was at the end of that night, and then we wake up and we go to daytime, and you know what we saw beads of sweat for the first time.
Finally. I'm like, so they are real people.
You know, like, thank God David freaking sweating.
But of course it's David. Show me a girl sweating. And David's like wiping his sweat and then like wiping it on his abs. I'm like, bro,
Yeah, so they had good chat. I thought again. Like they're I wrote, if it were me, I would be so pruny because my ass would be in the pool from sunrise to sunset. Like, I'm not out there sitting on hot furniture trying to flirt with dudes. I'm like the sweaty beast. Like, there's no way I am not in the pool 24/7. How is no one never in the pool?
I mean, first of all, my thighs will sweat sitting on a bar stool in an air-conditioned restaurant. So the way that their thighs must stick to those pleather, like, bean bags, or maybe they're not pleather, but, like, my thighs be sticking to stuff if I'm sweating. God. And I don't understand. No, I would be in the pool, too. I wouldn't be getting my hair wet in the pool all day, every day, but I would definitely be in the pool. Yeah. And also, it has a little bit of my problem area. Being in the water, you know? So, like, you couldn't catch me just, like, sitting on the bean bags, just sweating. Or I would be in the shade, like, on the lounge bed.
But yeah.
But then you're out of the action.
It didn't look like there's much shade, though.
No,
there's
like,
never. No. Because it probably would be really terrible for the angles and the cameras.
And Lana literally had to put her beanbag, like, in the bush on last night's episode to be in the shade when she was chatting with Will. And, like, Will was putting it on her. And she was like, I think we're just better off as friends.
Oh, last night.
Yeah, last night, not tonight's.
Yeah. Oh, and then Anime and Kai in the octopus documentary. Did you ever see that?
No, because you watched and you told me about it, and it sounded too sad for me.
My octopus teacher. I did. That's why.
My octopus teacher, that's what it was called.
Right. I mean,
she called it Octopus Man.
I don't know what she called it.
Anime is a storyteller. The way she told that story was so bizarre.
No. First of all, she had to, like, documentaries to me are like, you go on Vice and you watch documentaries. Like, this is a Netflix movie.
Uh-huh.
You like Netflix. Like, and I really was trying to hear what the series was that Kai likes. Like, I was really interested in that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like, that's like me saying, like, when I watch Dateline, I watch documentaries. Dateline are just, like, murder episodes.
Right. Like, documentaries are
like, that's not a documentary.
They're, like, really... You know what they are.
But she's like, this man loved his octopus, and he would sit on his chest, and he swam out to him every night. And then the octopus died. I'm like, wow, you know how to tell a story, Anime.
And way to ruin it for the whole viewing.
Literally, what if they wanted to watch Octopus Man?
Well, you kind of got the gist of my octopus teacher. It was really sweet, though.
But I love how Kai thinks...
serial killers?
So, do you like serial killers?
He's
like, wouldn't say I like them. And, like, for Kai to be kind of, like, is saying something.
Yeah.
But he walked away from that chat being like, good chat. I'm like, okay. He likes anime,
yeah,
for sure.
I'm digging them, too. And so then Tanyelle goes up to Ron and says she's into him, which...
I was the way I was floored. I had to, like, get closer to the speaker to hear. I'm like, does she know who she's speaking to? That does not seem like her vibe at all. Like, I think it was coming out of pure jealousy, trying to cover her ass because Kai seems to be vibing with anime. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I just think she's, like, a game player, and she's, like, sneaky, and she likes to ruffle feathers, and maybe they have good chat, though, again, we're not seeing. I do think maybe... I think look-wise, I don't know if I see it, but the way he wants, like, a fiery chick, that's kind of what you're getting. And when she called him a pussy, I'm like, wait, is this TV, like, live? How are we saying this word?
They can, like, no, I'm telling you, first seasons of UK, they would show them practically, like, banging in the night.
I can't.
Like, not naked, but, like, they would show, like, the movements and stuff. Like, and if it was from the girl's back, like, it's crazy. Like, that was some first and second season shit. Like, they would never do that now. But I think they can say, like, weird shit over there on TV that, like, would not fly here. But, yeah, she called him a pussy, and he was like, if I'm a pussy, you're a pussy, like, basically.
Right. And she was like, so how's it going with Zara now? He's like, oh, I'm losing interest now.
So... literally the next day after you're like, Zara's everything, Zara's ticking all the boxes. He literally just told Lana, you tick boxes and Zara tick boxes.
Yeah, that was so awkward.
So awkward. If a man said that to me, I mean...
And you knew that was what was going on in her head because it read it all over her face. Like, the fuck you talking about right now?
The way if I got a hint of rejection on that show, I would drown myself in their little kiddie pool that they have. Like,
could you imagine? Okay, so then we're kind of at the night dress montage. Kai in the mirror, I'm so fucking good looking. If it ain't me when you're, like, feeling yourself, like, damn, I look good.
Dude, I need a little piece of that
And
confidence.
then the beer pong game. The way I was chewing my shirt, like, my shirt was in my mouth. I was cringing. I was dying at everything. I was really... This was crazy. Again, I feel like we're missing edits. Like,
yeah.
What? Just what? You had to, like, peel back your eyes to make sure you didn't miss anything.
No, I was shocked. Like, so I didn't understand why, and maybe I'm going out of order, so guide me if I'm starting to talk about some crazy stuff. But I didn't understand why Tanya didn't pick Shaq out of the three guys she could get. You could pick three of them, and you didn't pick him for one? Like, that, and why?
Savage.
That was, like, brutal.
Yeah.
And he hadn't, like, completely dissed her yet. Oh, but was that after he kissed Lana on the neck?
Okay, so it started where Tanyelle went first, and she snogged Kai, who was boyfriend material.
Yeah.
Which, okay. Then Anime snogged Kai, who she fancies the most. David snogged the Islander he fancies the most for 30 seconds, aka Tanya. Then we saw in the hut, she said 20 seconds in, this is not it.
Yeah, that
and then we
had me
never
dying.
kind of talked about that again.
Right, it was just like, okay, done.
Like, I'm ready to hear more about that. Are you over it?
And why are you over it? Was it a lot of tongue? Was it like you just didn't feel chemistry? Was it a bad kiss?
Yeah.
Like, what about it?
I definitely had my eyes closed, so I really wasn't one to judge the kiss.
It's hard to watch someone kiss for 30 seconds.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Zara snogged Tom, the Islander she wishes she was coupled up with.
Yeah, which that was weird. She just went for Tom after all the
Exactly, like a chat we
other
must have
convos.
missed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're also talking about Tom now. I know we were like really game 7 on Tom last time, but I guess the way we flip and we flop.
I mean, it is our catchphrase here. That's our keeping our cards close to our chest.
It really is.
Flip and flop. No, but Olivia was super upset about that Zara Tom kiss.
Okay, that brings me back to my point, because in the video or the hut, they're like, why, I don't know why she's so upset. I feel like there was having two conversations. Like, Zara was talking about Olivia being upset about Tom kissing. Tom thought that Olivia was mad at Zara kissing, but then the whole time Olivia's just talking about the comment she made.
Yeah, I think they thought Olivia was mad that Zara kissed Tom, and I think Olivia's like understands that's a game and like that's probably gonna happen. I think she was pissed that Zara said she was two-faced, which that's what would piss me off.
Oh my God, yeah.
If I was in that situation, like that's just a girl picking you out. I think they thought everyone was mad about the kiss, but I really think it was like the girl on girl crime of it, that Zara said you're two-faced to Olivia basically. And
which is like, why did she say that? That was so random. Like, did she catch Olivia talking some shit about her? Like, why did that even happen? Olivia got zero airtime.
And Olivia kept saying, I thought that was very calculated that she chose me. So I think she's trying to make Olivia kind of seem like a bitch, so Tom doesn't want to be with her or something. Because Olivia kept saying, that was calculated. Why would she choose me? That was calculated. And I think that's what made Olivia mad. That's a girl picking you out, like someone you could be girls and friends with, and being like, oh, I'm going to have a problem with you.
Yeah.
Like, I would be mad too. And especially because that could be a gimme answer. Say, kiss Will and be like, Farmer Boy Island. But like, you can make it a joke. And she instead chose violence.
She woke up and chose violence.
Woke up and chose some girl on girl crime, which is the worst kind of crime. And we all know it.
Yes. Especially in Love Island.
Oh, especially. And usually the girls aren't like catty with each other.
Oh, and I'm here for it. I will be tuning in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I got my popcorn ready. Like, finally some freaking drama. Oh, I want to talk about that. Okay. Whatever. Shaq kisses an Islander on the fave place you wish or you like to be kissed, and then kiss Lana. Like, they both have chosen each other for their...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Lana chose him for the lap dance.
Exactly.
Yeah, weird. But we never see them speaking with each
Well,
other.
that's what I'm saying. We did actually see Lana and Shaq talking at the high top at the breakfast kitchen area.
Oh,
but we never get their combos.
Right.
So it's like maybe they are bonding. Like maybe it is a Paige and Dami situation.
Yeah.
Because, and I think maybe she does feel really the most comfortable with Shaq because she seems like a more reserved girl anyway. So she's going to like the friend, like a guy friend instead of, guys.
Mm-hmm. Like, and she feels less pressure with Shaq, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like I would do if I connected with a guy as a friend. Kai snogged who you want to introduce to your family, and he kisses Tanya. Yeah. Or who would you introduce to your family or something like that?
Yeah. So that was kind of a throwaway because I'm like, okay, so like as friends.
Yeah. And then Tanya named the Islander who they see as the biggest competition. She named Lana, which I get because that's the same
Shaq
thing
just
with
kissed
her. Tom licked the Islander who is the most tasty and licked Zara. But before that, Olivia nibbled the ear you want sexy pillow talk with and did it to Tom, and then Tom turns around and goes to Zara. Like, yikes.
Yeah, Tom basically mugged Olivia off.
Totally.
Yeah.
Tanyelle, kiss an Islander from head to toe, goes for Ron.
Shocking.
Whoa.
Says a lot.
Yeah, she's a feisty one. Tanya, snog 3 boys who you think are the best kissers. 1 Tom, 2 Ron, 3 Kaya. Did I write his name right? Kai. And she didn't choose Shaq or David. Oh my god. How do you not choose one of them? Just put them both in the lineup? Or is the move to not put them in the lineup? Because then,
you're actually choosing one.
Yeah, like I feel like it kind of was the right move for her. Now, I hated it, but if we're talking by the fact that she's interested in Shaq and David, was she gonna kiss them both in the lineup?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think kiss but I think that she had the kiss with David, said it wasn't good later. So then was like, I'm not kissing that boy again. But then maybe she didn't want to just kiss Shaq and not David. But if a kiss is not good, you're over it. Like, just kiss Shaq. I know. Unless she was mad at Shaq for the Lana thing.
That's going to unfold.
But nicely. That's weird because, like, that's not going to be good for Shaq's ego. And we all know it's pretty fragile, his ego. So to, like, pie him in front of all the boys watching on, like, she could choose 3 boys out the villa. There's how many boys? 5. And she didn't choose you. Yeah. Like, she kissed every boy in the villa except for you and David.
Yeah.
And Will.
Right.
But it's like,
Will just might as well be on the girls' team.
Seriously, I think he'd do better over there.
Zara kissed the cheeks probably of the Islander who is most two-faced. Does Olivia, which caught us off guard. Olivia reveals secret to the Islander. I'm actually not two-faced. I'm straight up. And then as the night really progressed fast, like, were they all drunk?
I don't know, because they're only allowed, like we said earlier in the episode, they're only allowed 2 glasses of wine max a night. Max. And they're very strict about that. Like, producers will not let them have more than 1. And last season, I don't even think they were allowed to. I think because if one Islander, like, tries to sneak a third or something, they'll take away alcohol for all of them for a while, like, to punish them. So they're very strict about it. So I don't even think it was drunk. Like,
but are you sure, dude? Because
yes, no, for sure.
But even that's what, like, I thought it because Tom in the hut,
yeah,
he was slurring, dude. He was like, he was drunk, dude.
And also he had like a beer can when he was talking to someone, which you never see. I think
there was real beer. Like, people were all saying that too on Twitter. Like, they're like, this is what we get the last 3 minutes. It won't when you add alcohol to the Islanders. Like, truly. And I really think because when they were drinking it, they were like, it wasn't water.
Oh, in the beer pong game?
Yes, like Zara's face was like, when she drank it.
And Zara was like plugging her nose. So I was like, is it? But like, I swear I thought it was going to be water. And then like, but you did see like when they would turn over the cups to read the dares or whatever, like it did look like beer or something. Like a colored liquid was coming out. It wasn't clear like water.
I think they were all drunk.
Yeah, maybe so too.
Because he was slurring. And then there was a lot of tension going on. A lot of like freely talking shit with Zara and Tanya, and then Olivia upstairs. But Zara was really talking shit.
Oh, Zara was going in. Zara does not care for Olivia. It's quite obvious. I don't know if it's because she's like trying to go for her man, or if she just sees her as competition.
But they just didn't show any of Olivia today. So the fact that, which if you're leading up to this fight, editors and producers, you should show more of the 2 main characters, because I'm not connecting why they're in a battle. They didn't even talk the whole time. If anything, I thought it would be Lana and Zara. That's where they left us off.
Yeah, like, and to all we knew before that, we thought Olivia was like, okay, cool, new girl, like, yeah. She didn't have any kind of tension between the 2 of them. And I thought Zara was going more for Ron up until recently. Exactly. So for them to even have any beef at all was crazy.
And then we end on our fight.
And I had to seriously be like, who is he fighting? I was like staring. I needed binoculars.
So I think it was Harris, and Harris asked David, yo, how was the kiss? And Shaq was like, you always do this, bro. Like, you always are like stirring the pot. Like, I guess he's like, maybe makes more comments. Again, and then I'm telling you, like,
But show
alcohol
us
made that happen.
Yeah, that did seem like a drunk fight. You're right. Now that I look back on it, it was because it was so irrational. It did seem like an alcohol-fueled conversation for sure.
Yeah, everyone's like, we look away for 1 second. Like, I even had to be like, I sat up closer to my fucking computer, and I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, I thought he was yelling at David.
No,
But it was Harris because I saw like them push Harris back, and Harris is the one that asked David how was the kiss,
right?
But it's like that's gonna make you that upset, and also like if he is like, oh, you're always starting shit, then why didn't Harris just be like, oh, sorry, bro, didn't mean it, like yeah. But Harris was going like they were both ready,
they were saying like, I don't fucking care who you are, like. They were dropping, like, 2 boys in a bar that went south.
Mm-hmm. They were separating them. Like, they thought something was going to happen.
Oh, tomorrow's going to be so good, dude.
But you know what sometimes happens on Love Island with stuff like that? Like, someone just goes home.
Oh.
Like, I've watched a season.
No, you're right.
Yeah, for, like, inciting violence or, like...
Shut up.
Like, a boy has gone home, and they, like, don't mention it. And then I go on Google and I find out like, oh, because he was like almost got in a fight with another one, but they usually don't show that fight, so I don't know, we'll have to see.
If anybody, I hope it's Harris.
Yeah
I mean, he's a 21-year-old. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what you get for putting a 21-year-old in a freaking villa.
Totally. But like Gemma was no, she wasn't even 21.
She was media trained. Like, we can't count her in. She's rich and media trained.
But you know, she was not even 21. She was 19.
That's crazy.
Insane. That's like twisted.
She was really mature.
That's twisted. Yeah, she was.
But yeah, like, I don't know.
19?
There should be an age limit. Like,
no, I think you should
a working professional.
Totally. You
graduated
can't be going
college.
to college. Yeah. Maybe grad school. Like maybe you're like postdoc, whatever. That's fine. Oh my God, 19.
No. First of all, no. You need
just
to be
graduated
done with college.
High school.
Yeah.
Sick.
Well,
I'm excited to see tomorrow the aftermath. I'm excited to see if the boys just like in the morning just are like sorry and they're like all cool, or if there's just gonna be that tension.
Well, we do have a recoupling,
and we have the huge recoupling, and someone's going home.
It's gonna be a good episode.
It's gonna be sick.
I'm very excited. It's like Christmas morning. Now we're really in Love Island. Like, I feel good.
And this is what Love Island is. It's like you have an episode where nothing really happens, and then the next day it's like you could, oh my God, you could watch that episode 3 times and still pick up something you didn't watch the first time.
Yeah.
Like so much happened really in the last few minutes of this episode, but I do think tomorrow's going to be fantastic.
The way I will be refreshing my Twitter for that first look. I'm a thirst monster for those first looks. You don't even understand. It's like 2 p.m. and I'm like itching. Like I'm like, oh my God, 2 hours until Love Island, like, or 9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
But yes, I'm so excited.
Those producers work hard though to give you the episode the next day, do the first look, do all that stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they don't sleep.
No,
they have to watch all that footage back. Like,
true,
dude.
There's got to be like
I can't wrap my mind around it. Yeah.
I mean, we thought what we do here is hard.
Seriously, we're just like we just watch a show and then talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess, guys, follow us on Twitter. We really are enjoying Twitter right now, aren't you?
I'm obsessed with Twitter.
Have you gone back into?
Very, like I said briefly, I still haven't figured out how to send a tweet. Or, to be honest, retweet. I think it's just a button, right?
It's just like the arrows that go like that.
Okay, I thought so, but then I was like, what if that's going to respond to them? Does it respond to them?
No, you have to write something, so.
Okay. It's so confusing. These kids are so smart with their Rizz.
Their charisma.
I just learned a new word about the kids, so I had to throw it in there. It is
fun when you get with the lingo of the kids.
Rizz? How did you find Rizz?
Well, now I'm on TikTok.
Oh my God, TikTok. I don't know. That was a deep, dark spiral for me. I can't get back on the top.
I'm there. I'm deep in
Spiraling?
Yeah. I'm just in the spiral. I'm embracing the spiral. Yeah. It's better
You're riding the spiral.
I'm riding.
You're like, let's go.
I'm like the turtle in Nemo, like where I'm like just like riding the Australian current. Like, take me along with you.
That is too funny. Okay, so I guess we'll have to just wait and see for tomorrow. It's gonna be a great episode. I can sense it in my bones.
I know, and it's Friday, so.
And it's Friday, so we're all gonna be happier people.
We really will be. We'll have to have martinis maybe right here.
Oh my god, yes, we should.
Do it. We'll have our butler do it.
Yeah. We love him.
Okay, well, thank you guys all for listening to Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. I'm your host, Demi, and this is Jasmine, and we appreciate you listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts, so be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share with your fellow island lover. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.